last short, I was speaking about men and women in Christ who who break their vows of chastity. Men and women in Christ who stop essentially waiting on the Lord, and then they have a season of fornication, feel like trash after fornicating, and then want to recover back to their journey on the straight and narrow. I spoke about how it is that I don't know why Christians are not being trained as consequences and ramifications of falling apart with sexual sin, with fornication, because the straits are dire. I don't know why they don't realize how dire the straits are of them falling apart, because nobody ever bounced back. And I already gave 2 case studies of one guy that I used to date that wanted to hold on to his vow of chastity. His ex-girlfriend and him fornicated, and ever since that first era, he just struggled to basically keep it in a bunch. It's like they take God's grace for granted. They figure that since they were not struck dead like Nadab and Abihu after touching the Ark of the Covenant. Since they were not struck dead the first time they fornicated, they imagine that God will always award them grace. And I spoke about how the one guy burdened me with so much lust that I nearly fornicated with him. But the reason why was because already he had fornicated with his ex-girlfriend. So he just basically started to take God's grace for granted. I spoke about some chick on YouTube who fornicated and then renewed her vow of chastity and ended up marrying somebody else's husband, in the sense that she started out believing that divorce and remarriage is a sin, and then married a divorced man whose former spouse is still alive. There's always something that falls apart. They struggle to be patient, they struggle to wait. There was a chick that I knew from my high school who was a Christian since high school, and the rest of us were busy fornicating in the world, and she was out still maintaining friendships and hanging out with chicks that were in the world. And in her 20s, she made a decision that she's gonna break her virginity because and she was pressurized by all of us. Well, we didn't pressurize her. Our lifestyles didn't pressurize her. Nobody told her fornicate, but she decided to do it anyway with the guy that she was with. She never recovered. She never bounced back. She got so bitter when I got born again. She hated my testimony so much that she used witchcraft on me. So I don't know why people think that having seen all these things and also having biblical examples of what happens to people in Christ who fornicate, why they think that upon gathering all this data, that I'm going to easily do it, because listen, it's been 14 years. I don't want to be Solomon or Samson or even David or even those former people that I used to know.